Good morning, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. How do you like the sunset behind me? Well, I'm in California right now, but that's not the sunset. Well, I'm in Hawaii right now. That's not the sunset in Hawaii. This happened been taken in California not too long ago. And I just thought, wow, that's a great background. That really doesn't have a lot to show what I have to say. Look at that, I have a clock behind me. It doesn't have a lot to show about what I'm here to talk about. But the thing is, I want to ask all of you, are you still in the game? That's pretty interesting. It's election season, election time here in the United States of America, where our primary elections, we're electing new Congress, new senators, but more importantly, we're electing or maybe re-electing a president. Now, this is a time where people are campaigning, presidential hopefuls, and say, vote for me, vote for me. And we know, like any election, you might have a dozen, maybe even 20 people want that top job. And after a couple debates and see how well they do or don't do, they kind of step aside, back down, save that money that they were spending, and find someone else to back and support. Now, it's very interesting. How many of us give up too easily, too quickly, and say, well, I don't know, I don't have what it takes, or someone's always going to beat me? Now, very interesting because I was wrestling most of my high school career. I think I wrestled from eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, those things. And I was okay. Okay. I was probably B or C string at best. But there was a time where, well, we had to wrestle, have a wrestle off every week. And the winner that wrestle off in the weight class would move on to compete against another school. Now, one day I was always second. I always came in second, rarely got to, I was, always in the background, bench warmer, rarely got to wrestle in a competition. But one time we had two competitions, two different schools at the same time. So they said, people to wrestle at this school and people to wrestle at that school. And I got to wrestle. And remember, I kind of gave up. I didn't even try that hard during practice or wrestle off because I would always lose. But this time I got to wrestle. I don't know. I'm probably in the 132, 138 weight class at the time. And I won. I won this competition. Now, wrestling's a lot of fun. And I enjoyed it. You're part of a team, but you're an individual. And the team will win by your individual efforts, like most teams, but I have no support. I was throwing the ball to someone or basketball or making a layup. I had to go out there and produce and perform. And I won. And so the next time we had a wrestle off in my school, in my weight class, I tried just a little bit harder to be a regular competitor. Of course, I lost that next week and didn't win the wrestle off. But shortly after, a couple of weeks later, I started winning more, started going to more competitions, started get out of my comfort zone and trying just a little bit harder. Now that's kind of going back to the election we're talking about right now. Most of us know that Biden, of course, is going to rerun for president, even though they have a backup plan and I believe someone else they want in that office. But right now, technically, Biden's running for office for the Democratic Party. And the Republican Party, we have Donald Trump, always the forerunner, but he also has Nikki Haley, who was a big supporter of Trump for the last two elections. She voted for him, she admitted it, but she's staying in the game. People keep dropping out because Trump would be way ahead, 10, 20 points ahead of anyone he competed against him, and rightfully so. But Nikki, regardless, she's losing all the competitions against Trump, but she's still in the game. She's still showing the American people you have a choice. You can go here, and she likes Trump, but she thinks she can do a better job. And quite frankly, Biden and Trump are up there in years, even though Trump's got a lot more mentality and a lot more going for him than Biden or most people's age. Still, Nikki said, you guys have a choice. We can do this, we can do that, stay out of politics. How many of us still stay in the game? Now, we know Haley could win. Biden won, and he should have won. I don't know how, Well, let's be realistic. When votes show up after midnight, two, three, 4 in the morning, where at midnight, when the deadline was, Trump was way ahead, and all of a sudden, I don't know, 4 million votes show up overnight. I don't know the exact numbers. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of fraud, a lot of BS, a lot of cheating in this last election. And rightfully, President Trump is still our president because Biden was elected, but he didn't win the majority. So it's just a lot of fraud and BS. But Nikki, she may or may not win, but she was the governor of South Carolina once upon a time. And she mentions how she was always the underdog and never expected to win, but she stayed in the game. Though I respect her for that big time. I'm not so sure it's a good idea to keep spending people's money if there's a chance you're not winning. But the bottom line is a lot of us give up way too soon in life when things start to make a turn, when, well, we can't foresee the future, but, you know, seasons change. And it might be your season to get ahead. It might be your season to get back in the business where you failed over and over again in the past. It might be in your best interest to get back into running, wrestling, or a sport that you thought you could never longer do because of age, because of illness, because of surgeries. Quite frankly, I have a few knee surgeries that have caused me a lot of pain over the years. I really couldn't wrestle again, but I would still like the opportunity to wrestle with someone who has similar aches and pains that I do, so I have a fighting chance. But I and you should never back down from a challenge. You and I may never want to be, I don't know, mayor, governor, let alone president of the United States. That's a lot of stress and pressure. Now, I've been president, commander, director of a lot of different organizations, Toastmasters and Disabled American Veterans, American Legion, and all kind of other things. Well, we don't need to share a lot here right now. I stepped up my game. And when you throw your when you throw your hat in the ring, whatever the hat looks like, you throw your hat in the ring, say, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try my best. I have something to share. I have something to show you that I can do that. Maybe my competitor cannot do so well. Now, here's a problem that a lot of us do. When we run in an election, whatever it is, it should be election. I mean, sometimes you throw a name in a hat and they pull the name out. Okay, you're the next president of this club. Yeah, sadly, that happens also. But when you're running for something and you're giving your all, and you have a competitor running against you and they're giving their all, after you butt heads and you know, you might even lie about how much better you are than the next person, whatever that is. Later on, we have to select a team. Have to select the best team that's going to help support you and your vision. And if your competitor has a similar vision that you had, you might want to consider putting them on your team. Now they may deny it or not be interested, and that has a lot to do with how we name call, how we bash one another, how we degrade each other during the election process. Now, in the United States, not just the United States, every country, every club, every organization, we want the best people to step up and take the helm. If it's a year, if it's 4 years, whatever it is, to give us their best so we can all win. Now, when things kind of falter, we might pick people from our team. We often pick up our friends, people we know real well. Somebody has a little bit of financial interest in what we're trying to do. They may or may not be the best person for the job. And you and I have to learn how to let them go, how to say thanks, but no thanks, how to this ain't working out. I appreciate your support. And maybe down the line we can do something together. But right now, I need to replace you. Right now, we're looking for someone else. Right now, my vision's changed and you're just not part of that vision right now. And that's part of leadership is making those tough decisions. Now, being a leader in different organizations, I've wanted to do a lot of things, mostly membership wise. It's always, we need more members, we need more members. I mean, I'm into social media quite a bit and some other aspects, but there's always the good old boys. Now, the good old boys can be girls too, don't get me wrong, but the people at the status quo been there, done that. They kind of steer what they want you to be. That's hard. Which telling me as a leader, I have some say so. And technically in the end, I'm going to sign the amendment or law or rule to move forward. And I'm going to smack that gavel and say it's a done deal. But I'm not the one who's going to write the legislative. I'm not the one who's going to necessarily campaign or even make a big difference. It's going to be all the committees, all voting on what they think I should do. That's hard for me because I've been involved in a lot of organizations and I hate to say it, I just know better. I've had more experience. I can do this better than you can. That might be true. But if you're up and coming in leadership in organizations, especially President of the United States, in most cases, you are a mayor, governor, senator, all of those different high position jobs, and you've been around a little bit, you're able to say, okay, that's what we do here, and that's what we're doing there. I think I understand the system now, and I want to be a part of it, and that's important. But sometimes when we just jump into those high positions, we might be qualified for on paper. Are we qualified for that job for real in life? Now, President Trump, he just jumped right on into president. He was real popular, and I loved him, a great businessman. He made a lot of mistakes, and he rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And he, unfortunately, demeaned a few people that went against him and burnt a few bridges, and that's not good leadership. But he was, and in my opinion, the best choice to lead our country. The last 3 or 4 years right now, we are falling apart. We've lost respect of the rest of the world, and we're financially strapping the American people. I don't care if you're president, you make $1 million. Yeah, I don't care if you make $100 million a year, as long as everyone in America succeeds, as long as we're all making some money, as long as we can all make a decent living, I don't care. And we should pay the presidents $1 million a year. Right now, I think it's 500,000. They all end up being multimillionaires at the end, and we need to kind of slow that part down and just pay a right salary. We overpay our athletes, we overpay our actors and actresses. Why do we underpay our presidents where they have to do side deals to make a few bucks? Anyways, we all have challenges in life. Just like when I did in wrestling many years ago, and I loved the competition. Right now, I'm doing a speech contest in Toastmasters. I won my club level in humorous and international. I won my area level in humorous and international. Now I'm going up to the division level. And our division had about, let's say, 20 clubs in it. So we whittled down to, well, 20 clubs. We're going to have so we have 3 areas, so it's about 20 competitors overall down to three. And I'll be one of those who we have 3 areas. And hopefully I win and move to district. And I'm only going to win a good speaker. But I tend to blah, blah, blah on and get distracted and off course occasionally. So for me to compete at a higher level, I need to practice at a higher level. I need to remain focused on my goal, on my vision. I need to remain vigilant about my competition, find out what they're doing, and make sure I'm just a little bit better. Isn't that the way life's supposed to be? Nothing should be handed to us. Yeah, maybe I can use a good parking spot every now and then. Or if I go to a restaurant, sure, I want the top of the line ribeye steak or the best drink at the bar. Of course I do. But nothing should be handed to us that we did not earn, that we did not deserve. And often we have titles in life. President, director, doctor, lawyer, whatever it is. We have titles that we've worked hard for, but did we really earn them? We hear about leadership. Or are you, I forget, did you earn that title leadership or was it appointed to you? And there's a difference. We can all be appointed leaders due to our position or our role in a company, in a job. But we can earn the title of leadership by leading, by doing well, by listening to people's concerns, by encouraging others, and by helping them push them up to greater heights. Be a good leader. You build up people to do better things than even you are doing. But you're doing your job as a leader by developing other leaders. Stop holding on to everything so long. Our presidents have 2 terms. And of course, if they're vice presidents, they can move up for another 2 terms. But our Congress has unlimited terms. That's stupid. And that's disrespectful to the American people. Now, understand, Congress, they're 2-year terms. But there should be a limit, maybe, I don't know, 4, maybe even 5 2-year terms, and you're done. Not forever and ever ongoing. I don't care how much you know. We're supposed to be developing leaders that come and take our place one day. And we can mentor back here. We can coach over there. We can give suggestions. We can remain part of the team. But we don't always need to be the head honcho. We need to develop other head honchos, or I like to call the big toe, and help them lead better than they ever could before. Life doesn't have to be so hard. We're not. We're in this together. We're not. What do they say? No man's an island. None of us. The world does not revolve around either one of us. Now we've all had parents, a mom and dad, hopefully a mom and dad, that were there most of our childhood. And some people, due to illnesses, things beyond our control. Some had absent fathers, some had absent mothers, some had step mothers or fathers that stepped in and fulfilled their duties as a parent. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. Well, we reach a certain age, usually 18, but let me just shut this off for a second. Usually 18, but in America, unfortunately, most kids don't mature till they're like 25. And that's too long. You should still be at home at 25, unless you're working on a skill set or going to school or something. And regardless, if you're in your 20s, you need to be paying rent to mom and dad and learn how to take a little bit of responsibility. Anyways, we need to continuously develop leaders one at a time, help people step up and take our place, and look for ways we can challenge ourselves to get out of our comfort zones, to find a way to do something different that we didn't know we could do. I was fortunate to start a couple companies, get into business, have my own nonprofit, be part of the social media shows network and some of the aspects out there. In a lot of cases, I had no idea what I was doing, but I had a vision, and I had some people believe in me and say, "Yeah, let us help you." And to be a good leader, in my opinion, is helping people achieve their goals, helping people find a reality in their vision. And if we do that very well, we're going to be successful in whatever we choose to do. Now, we've got to put this plug in, join the Toastmaster Club in your area to become at least a better listener, if nothing else. Because more often than not, we talk more than we listen, and we assume we have all the answers, or we can just go forward with what we want to do. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. Regardless, we are responsible. We are responsible for our actions, and we cannot blame someone else. We can blame our team. I think Biden probably blamed his team on how he screwed up America, but Biden's a puppet. Biden's a puppet. And if you don't know by now who's pulled the strings behind him, you need to. Because those people that have the great charisma that everyone loved and thought they were the best leaders ever are screwing America through Biden. Listen, pay attention. Don't use those, oh, I feel this is the right choice. Make an informed decision and find out for yourself. Will Nikki Haley win? Probably not, but I think she'll gain a new respect for staying in the game. Will Trump win over Biden? It kind of depends on how much fraud's going to go on in this election, like the last one. Or will Biden even still be in the game? Will they replace him with someone else? And the Democratic Party wants to, but can they control someone else? Think about that. Think about that. All of us are going to be responsible for our actions. And too many people have sold their soul to the devil. It might look good here on earth where everything's going for you, but when we're called to those golden gates upstairs, and St. Peter says, sorry, Charlie, you got to go back down there because everything you lived on earth was a lie. And you did not pay uh, homage to your creator who just wanted you to follow the commandments and do what's right for other people. You know, the golden rule, do unto others as you wish or hope to be done unto you. Doing what's right, treat people fairly, hope they do what's right and treat you fairly. That's fair. That makes sense. But you cannot get to heaven by just doing good deeds. So, regardless of who our leaders are or upcoming leaders, we should pray for them. If nothing else, pray for their soul that they put Jesus Christ first and forefront in their lives. So at least we can help them get to heaven if nothing else and stay away from the evil ways that affect people like you and people like me. Pay attention to what's going on in the world. And there are lots of distractions each and every day. So we don't really pay attention to the real issues happening between good and evil. Pay attention, everyone. Thank you for listening to what I had to say. Yeah, I mumble on a little bit, but I'm going to stay in the game. How about you? You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Pay attention. We're all leaders. But what kind of leader are you? We don't have to lead an organization. We don't even have to lead our families. But we should be able to effectively lead ourselves. Have a great day, everyone. And God bless you. And God bless the good old United States of America, because we need it like ever before. Bye now. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.